episode of This Old Bike. We're going to teach you why it's not a really good idea to leave your motorcycle behind your house for 5 years. How you doing, everybody? It's your boy, Dusty, out here on the fabulous West Coast, where it's bright and sunny yet again. All you guys on the East Coast that got all that snow, I'm sorry. We could use that water, though. You want to ship some of it out here? We'd love to have it. But, you know, it's another beautiful sunny day. The Pegasi have moved all the clouds away. Princess Celestia has deemed it just another sunny day in California. Amazing that. But you don't want to hear about the weather out here, no. You don't want to hear about the weather. You don't want to hear about the other bike. Remember that little video I just showed you? The one with the guy with the bike and the fibers? He had two of them. He gave me the other one to fix, too. Boy, that guy. But anyway, that being said, we have with you today a gentleman of great renown in the voice acting community. Goes way back. Way back. Not only has he worked on such shows as Dragon Ball Z, but he's also a voice director on some of your favorite programs, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Littlest Pet Shop. I talk about one Mr. Terry Klassen. Mr. Terry.
Hey, how you doing, Dusty?
What's up, my boy?
I'm just hanging. It's sunny in Vancouver.
Sunny in Vancouver!
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, it's awesome. I want to be there. I want to visit. Everybody's got to come out here.
Great.
Absolutely. So, how is your day going?
It is going really good.
Yeah? I heard you had a session this morning.
I had a session this morning. We're doing it was a Christmas special that's going to come out on Cartoon Network in well, obviously Christmas time.
Obviously Christmas time.
It's just a one-off.
One-off thing.
Yeah.
Work is always good. No matter what time of year it is. Let's do Christmas in January for next year. Yeah, let's do that. Exactly. So, hey, we're going to start right off with some questions. I've got my standard box stock number one question for everybody now. It's sort of interesting coming up with the answers to this question for all these people who've been in the industry for a while. But what are some of your earliest memories of cartoons or comic books that you enjoyed as a kid?
Oh, cool. Well, that's a really good question. As far as comic books go, I mean, I was always the guy that would read comic books, like the Archies and stuff like that. I wasn't a real superhero guy because there was too many words. I didn't mind looking at pictures. I love the artistry in the the superhero ones, but I like sort of the funny stuff. And then as far as animation went, the cartoons when I was a kid, I watched everything from, people wouldn't remember this, Tom Slick and obviously Tennessee Tuxedo, but my all-time favorite was obviously the Warner Brothers stuff, which was just, I mean, the 1930s and 40s and 50s Warner Brothers stuff was just the ultimate in animation. Yeah,
there's a lot of great writing in there. Just funny stuff. I mean, awesome. If some of these young kids, if you aren't going back, I know you can't find it anymore. It's like on like some off-brand Cartoon Network thing, Boomerang, I think, is where it's on now. But if you can go find the Warner Brothers collection DVDs, go buy them, because that's the only way you can watch them now. When we were kids, they edit them. It's like
them politically correct.
Oh goodness, no! You got to find some of those unpolitically correct ones that are just freaking hilarious. I mean, you shouldn't laugh at some of this stuff nowadays, but it was funny then because it's a different era.
Well, they did one of the most famous ones was Bugs Bunny against Hitler.
Oh yeah, or Bugs Bunny nips the nips.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can find a copy of that, wow. It's you know what? It's sort of the sword and the stone, because you can't find these things anymore. It's the same way as if you go to Disneyland and ask them for Song of the South.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll never find that. No, you can get it in Japan, but you can't get it in America no more. No. Second question: what influenced you to take up a career in voice?
Well, you know what? Like a lot of people, not like a lot of people. I was a radio announcer. I worked in in a whole bunch of different cities, like from Winnipeg to Calgary to Toronto, and then here in Vancouver. Just when I moved out of Vancouver, did part-time radio. I was sort of getting out of it, and I did voiceovers.
Okay.
I did television and radio commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And it just went, and it went on. You know, I just did tons and tons and tons of this. That would have been in the late 80s. And then, all of a sudden, there was Doug Parker. He was auditioning a show called Camp Candy, and I was sitting in the lobby of Little Mountain Sound. And that's a pretty famous recording studio, because, like, Aerosmith and Bon Jovi, AC/DC, they all recorded there. But anyway, sitting in the lobby, and Doug asked me, "Hey, Terry, you want to read for a cartoon?" And my first audition, I got a job doing a cartoon. And back then we had like 20, maybe 20 people that were auditioning for cartoons, and
wow.
It just took off. And then I left Vancouver a little bit, and then I came back and just, loved doing voices. It was just so awesome.
Yeah, that's sort of falling into it, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've not only been a voice actor, but you've written, director,
cool. Yeah.
producer on Dragon Ball Z, of all things.
Yeah, it was kind of weird. That was through crap, I can't remember the names. Funimation out of
Funimation,
or Fort Worth, yeah.
Which of these particular things that you've done do you like to do the most?
You know what? Honestly, I like writing the best. I co-created a series. You didn't get it in the States, but it went around the world called Ivana the Yukon. And it ran 52 episodes. And
wow.
It was big in Britain, Russia, in Australia. It was weird.
Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere.
I don't even know. Maybe it is.
We'll have to figure that one out. Okay, having been involved with a lot of the classic anime series like Project A-ko,
right?
Mobile Suit Gundam, Ranma 1/2, and Dragon Ball Z. Much like, I think you were actually also involved in Robotech.
I can't remember.
Way back in the day, but when I grew up.
The original voice of Krillin.
Original voice of Krillin, and Krillin, and I believe Master Yoshi.
Yeah, the old guy.
Master Yoshi, who was as lecherous as they come. Have you watched any of the new anime shows like Bleach or One Piece or any of these new shows that are coming out that have been? I mean, those have been around for a couple of years, but some of the ones that are coming through, in your opinion, state of anime as it's coming versus past now, better, worse, indifferent. What do you think?
You know what? That's a really good question. First of all, I'm amazed that anime has hung on this long.
Oh yeah.
And it's unfortunate that I wish in North America we had more serious animation, because the Japanese are brilliant at story arcs. Like they'll take a story and over a ton of episodes, this is where this is where it's going to end up on. We do a series called Max Steel, and it kind of has a story arc over 26 episodes. Right. And I really like the writing on it. There's such a reverence in Japan for the artistry of it. And the writers, whereas I guess the voice actors are up there too. But I haven't really followed anime. I did the Ranma 1/2 for like forever.
Yeah. Over 100 episodes.
Yeah, it was amazing, and it was fun, but I haven't been involved in because we ADR'd it up here, and I really haven't watched any of it because it never. I sort of like first voice acting, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I grew up with a show called Battle of the Planets, which was a redub by Sandy Frank of Science Ninja Team Gatchaman, which came out the same people that did Jungle Emperor and those shows from back then, and it had like 200 episodes in Japan, and they cut it into like 26 episodes or something like that. But it was just a wonderful show. But it was so stinking violent.
Well, Funimation actually they had an art department that they actually had to go in and replace cells. I remember there's one scene where a guy's head got cut off, and you could see like his spine and all the blood and everything. And they had to reanimate that for Cartoon Network. Yeah,
it was the same thing back, but this was back in the 70s. I mean, I was watching this in like 74, right? And they completely reanimated it. You know, they took out sections and reanimated this like robot guy called Seven Zark 7, who did all of the, you know, he was the narrator. And they would animate, really, it was crude too. It was really crude animation. You saw this beautiful Japanese animation, then you had this crude Seven Zark 7, looked like it was done by a 12-year-old, stuck in the middle area. What the heck? Even at my age, I knew it was wrong. It's like, where's the rest of the cartoon? Come on.
I miss cartoons like that.
I do.
I'm sorry, I mean, they just did Peabody and Sherman now. You know, but that wasn't that part of Tennessee Tuxedo?
Oh yeah, and Chumley.
Chumley, yeah.
Yeah, Chumley and Tennessee Tuxedo and Top Cat.
Yeah.
Top Cat. Who else was in there? Geez, I can't remember. Tennessee Tuxedo, but he was funny.
Tom Slick was a part of.
Yep.
Oh crap, I can't remember. There was 2 other cartoons. Tom Slick was stuck in the middle. There's 3 altogether. Yeah. Another show they auditioned went. Remember the ones that it was a live action show? These 3 guys that were dressed in furry costumes. What was that called? It was done in the 70s.
Oh, there was a ton of those. Geez, there was Sigmund and the Sea Monsters. There was Banana Splits.
Oh, yeah,
there was
Banana Splits is the one I was talking about.
Banana Splits. The Banana Splits is freaking hilarious. You go back and watch some of that stuff that Sid and Marty Krofft did. Right. It's like, what kind of substances were they taking to write this stuff? Lidsville of one. Oh my goodness! If you remember Lidsville, crazy. Speaking of Dragon Ball Z, let me get Krillin up on a screen here. When you were working on that title back in the day, did it feel like it would turn into the worldwide sensation that Dragon Ball Z is?
You know, nothing does. I'll tell you what. We do some cartoons here. We do some when we're in the studio working, and there was one show that we did called, oh crap, it was a dog show. I got to remember the name. I'll have to remember the name of it. But it was there was a writer named, oh crap, I can't remember. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name. It was so hilarious. We were laughing at it. It was out of California. The writer on it now works on Max Steel, and I should remember his name too. He was just a great writer, and we thought this show was going to be a huge hit. And you know what? You can't find anything on it on the internet.
Wow.
I have to find out the name of the show. I'm actually gonna go right now into my. Why you want to ask me another question? But I will go into my resume and I will find that show.
Okay, cool. Moving on. Ed, and Eddie.
Right.
Okay. We love Ed, and Eddie around here. We've had Sibsy on the show. We've had a couple of the other guys on the show. When the subject of Eddie's brother, came up on Ed, and Eddie, did Danny have a certain way about that character? You know, because the whole buildup of Eddie has a brother that you didn't see for seasons, and then all of a sudden he shows up. Did Danny have like this way that he should act or sound? And did he like throw a lot of that, you know, he should do this, or did he give you free reign to like come up with that character?
You know, Danny Antonucci, he's actually a friend, and he's a really good guy. He really has tight rein on his show. Mm-hmm. When he would do the storyboards, when we went in to record a show, he knew exactly what he wanted to do on that show. And it was very precise. It was a really tightly scripted show. And you know what? You know, we do things called pickups. Actually, in My Little Pony, we don't do a lot of pickups, but which is good. But that show had almost 0 pickups to do because Danny knew exactly what he wanted to do.
Nice. Must be really nice to be able to lucid dream like that, so you know exactly what you want.
Well, yeah. I mean, Danny really reins it in. Oh, hang on, I will hang this up.
Yes.
Hang on.
That's not me. Oh, wait a minute, it's not me. Let me check. No, I'm not calling. Okay.
I should have. I apologize.
No worries. No, you know, it's a live show. You know, that's where the fun comes from. It's like it's a live show. Who knows what's going to happen? Okay. Next, it seems that you like to voice background characters in almost every show you've directed, because you did Young Hoops, in My Little Pony, various little characters in Little's Pet Shop. Does that come from wanting to keep your voice chops in, or just you're not getting the voice that you need out of the room full of actors you have at the time?
That is an awesome question. That's a really good question. I'll tell you, I'm not going to name names, but quite often there's a lot of voice directors, when they cast a show, they will cast themselves in the show. And I don't believe in that.
Okay.
I think that, you know, there's enough voice things. I mean, I would love to do it, and I'm not saying that I would never, ever do it. But I just don't believe in doing that, because I think it's the people, the voice actors should be doing that, and I'm the voice director on that project. So that's why, I mean, yeah, when I've even said to the actors, I say, when a show comes along and there's an incidental character, I'll definitely come up and do it, because I like doing it. I still, you know, like you said, keeping your chops in it, but I don't want to go in there and take things away from voice actors.
Right.
And it's not that I'm going to be that great a voice either. I shouldn't, you know, highlight myself that I'm this greatest guy in the world, because I'm not. I'm just saying that I like doing it. By the way, I found out that show I was looking for. It was Fat Dog Mendoza.
I have never even heard of that.
Exactly. Look it up on the web.
Okay.
Like
Fat Dog Mendoza. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, Screwy?
Terry's voice is coming out a little quiet on the show, is from what
Really?
I heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me fix that.
I know people can still hear, but there's others who have to turn up the volume without Dusty's booming voice.
Sorry, well, let me back off my voice and let me turn up that voice. Okay, well...
Is that better?
How's that, people?
Does that work better for you?
I'm waiting for them to respond. Much better. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
We got
okay,
it.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
I'm going to skedaddle.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you in a little bit. Thank you, my wonderful, adoring audience, for helping me with my audio.
We never, for the ones that didn't hear, we never really said anything.
Yeah, we never said anything. Up to this point, Terry's been quiet. I've been talking to myself.
Sure.
Absolutely, because I love hearing the sound of my dulcet tones. Oh goodness. Okay. Next, being a wonderful casting director on such awesome shows as Johnny Test, what is it you look for in new voice talent when you're auditioning for a show? What should aspiring voice actors be working on, in your opinion?
You know what? That is a really good question. The thing is that when you go into an audition, be prepared. Read, you know, whatever the sides, whatever the description on the top of the sides, read them, digest them, and then read the sides. Really read what the sides are about. You know, if it says the guy sneezes and then it says a line, a lot of actors don't do that. They just read the lines.
Oops.
And, you know, you got to think about, what is that character? How does that character work with other characters? You know, basically, you know, what it says on the side. So really read those things over. And this is, to me, the most important thing about doing an audition, is you're going to come up with a voice right up out of your head. You're going to say, yep, that's the voice. Don't go with that voice. Because you know what? Everybody and their dog is going to do that voice.
Okay.
You know, another thing, too, is it used to be, I remember back in the late 80s and 90s, that, you know, it'd say on the side, a Christopher Lloyd type voice. Well, we'd be sitting in a casting session.
Yeah.
Everybody and their dog would come in and they would do a Christopher Lloyd ripoff.
Okay.
You know, from Back to the Future. And you're sort of going, oh.
Not again.
And then somebody would come out and have this refreshing, goofy, crazy voice. And, okay, that's the voice. And then you'll hear the actors that did the Christopher voice later go, oh, that's what they wanted. And you're going, no, you got to come up with something that, you know, give us some options.
Yes.
What's new? What's different? And that's what you really look for. It's somebody that is, they'll give you, I'll always say, bring what you brung, whatever you practice, do that at the audition. And then, okay, let's refine that. Okay, that's not really where we're going. And they have to be versatile enough to come out of, you know, yeah, I could try this, and then try something else.
So have about 15 things in your back pocket. Three you want, but, you know, have some things in the back pocket in case they go, not really, but it's got to be close to this. Oh, I can do that. Pick it out of the back pocket, and here it is.
Yeah, who's the actor? His name escapes me right off the top. He was on news radio, and his wife shot him. What was his name?
Oh, I don't remember. I didn't watch that show.
Well, anyway, he was one of those guys that he used to go on Jay Leno, and he would say, "I have 600 voices. Pick a number, I'll do that voice for you." Well, you know what? He didn't have 600 voices. He was just being silly. There's voice actors here that get tons of work.
Yeah.
They basically have 3 voices, which are really good, and they do a variation on a whole bunch of different shows.
Oh, okay.
You know, because I will hear an audition. I'll hear somebody do a bit on Littlest Pet Shop, and I'll hear them do that sort of same voice on another show, but it's a different character, and you know, it's a different company, so you know, they get tons of work based on those voices, even though they're different characters. They'll say, I'm doing a different voice. It's basically the same voice.
So that they're doing the same style of voice, different places in the register, high, medium, low.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a certain voice that's really weird, I'll give you an example. Andrea Lidman, she does 2 characters on My Little Pony. Absolutely. And I really thought when they said she was going to do 2 different voices, I thought, oh, crap, because she has a very unique voice. Having said that, and this is where she gets it, she does Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy. Correct. And I mean, she has developed, and this is where Lauren Faust was awesome. She wrote for the characters, right? And she allowed, Andrea really captured that, and so she understood what the characters were, and that gives her different voices. Yeah.
It's crazy how you watch that show and you can't catch that as the same voice actor.
Yeah.
A lot of times. I mean, Pinkie Pie is way up here and really fast, and Fluttershy is like really way down here. It's almost in the same register, but it's like very low register and very high register, and the way it's acted can throw that voice completely into a different direction.
Absolutely, and that's understanding character.
Same way with Ashley Ball. You would never think that high-voiced Rainbow Dash is that mid-voiced Applejack.
She is so versatile, though. Yeah. Versatile.
Yes. Being a lead singer to a band, you would have to be. That's for sure.
Yeah.
When you're not working on some show or another, what do you like to do in your spare time?
Ride my motorcycle.
Thank you, Brohoof. Thank you. Yes.
I like riding. You know, I really like hockey. I like watching hockey. I got to get a hobby. But I like doing stuff like that.
Yes, motorcycling is a hobby. Actually, it's a lifestyle.
It is, I guess.
It's a lifestyle to me, but
yeah. Well, yeah, I don't go that far. But I do. I really enjoy it. And you know, like I said, I got a bike down in LA, and I love shooting. I love that in California you can lane split.
For now, anyway.
Well, yeah, my sister, she'll ride with me sometimes, and I said, does that bother you when we do it down the freeway? She goes, I close my eyes.
The problem we have up here in NorCal is all the freaking young organ donors who wear shorts, flip-flops, and a tank top, but they actually wear the back brace armor over the tank top, like it's supposed to help you, and a helmet, and they're splitting lanes at like 75 when you don't need to, and it's like they're gonna ruin it for us all. I don't have an opinion, no, not at all. Yes. But that's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Being an old school motorcyclist, I don't like that. Have you seen much of our fandom? And if so, what are your thoughts on how big the following that show has attained?
I'm not. You know what? I don't follow it a whole lot, but I am amazed, and sort of, you know, it's kind of cool to realize that there's so many people that are so attached to the show. I'm amazed at how many people are out there, and I think that's great. I'm amazed. I mean, Andrea Lidman is always off to a new city every second week to do fan stuff, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah, we're really a weird bunch of nuts out here. We love the people that do it. I've been trying to get you on my show for a year.
Because Tabitha gave me a shirt.
Yeah.
And I'm actually holding it right now. I'm looking it up. I got to actually see it. And she said it's called. She says they call you the Dark Brony because it's got Batman and I think Pinkie Pie on the cover. Because you know what? To be really honest, my agent was bugging me about this too. He says, Ralph, he goes, you just don't do that. Why don't you do it? And I said, I'm just not. I just like to be in the background. So this is really rare for me to do this.
It is really rare, and I thank you very much, Terry, for doing
Well,
this.
you were special. You actually were really, really pro in approaching me, and I thought that was really cool. So I said, yeah, I'll do it.
Oh, well, thank you. We really love not only the voice actors, but the artists and the people who put this show together, because without you, it wouldn't be as good as it is. I mean, we wouldn't have really great episodes if the voice director didn't care.
Well, you got it. Have you talked to Have you talked to Jason and Jim?
I can't. DHX has basically forbidden me from talking to them.
They're really cool guys.
I know. I've talked to them at conventions. I'm trying really hard to get them on the show. I'm sending letters to Hasbro saying, come on, here's my entire back history. Watch a couple of shows, and I won't ask stupid questions. Thank you very much. But they want to be on the show. I'd love to have them on the show, but DHX has forbidden me from having them on the show. At the moment, I'm working on it. I'm knocking on that door, beating my head against that wall.
I'll tell them that they send their love to you, because they're just really neat guys, and you know what? Great. They care about it too.
Absolutely.
And they get a ton of texts and emails or whatever from fans. And again, there's only so much that any of us can say about it.
Oh, of course, NDAs and all that kind of stuff. Can't say anything about the future, but we can talk about the past.
Exactly.
And all the great stuff that's going on now between the epic music, the lyrics and the singing and the music and the awesome. I mean, the Sweetie Belle episode last week where Princess Luna teaches her the if you go down this bad road, it's going to lead to really bad things in her dreamscape. It's a wonderful piece of writing. I mean, where do you get that kind of writing in today's cartoons? You don't. Okay, you just don't. So you get Strawberry Shortcake, which is... But
I never worked on Strawberry Shortcake.
it's hard. Indra Lemon works Strawberry Shortcake. I know she loves what goes on there, but the storytelling is a little to be desired. As a voice director, do you have the opportunity to change lines if you feel that they don't suit the character? How much control do you have over that script?
You know what? We do, not so much on My Little Pony, because, you know what? It's pretty tightly written. Sometimes we do change lines, just minutely, because there might be, another line that follows it that doesn't really make any sense. On Hasbro shows, they actually really, really do, My Little Pony and Littlest Pet Shop. They're actually really, and I'm just saying this, they really are well edited and written and stuff like that. We don't do a lot of changes, but we do make changes every so often, just so when you read something out loud, it's like a table read. You just notice things that that really doesn't work. We can streamline that, so we don't change story at all. We just change sort of like how you say it, as far as conversationally, and we're there's nobody saying you can't do anything,
right? But
obviously. We've had actors on occasion, and infamous stories where my character would never say that. Well, we've had moments on My Little Pony, because now they're claiming ownership to their characters.
Okay.
It does say that.
Okay, there you go. Voice director putting his hoof down right now. Say the line.
Exactly.
You know what, Peter? You're gonna say yep, and you're gonna say nope. Okay, say it now. Say it this way.
He's pretty good with that.
Yes.
We had one character last week on the new season. Basically, he came in for one line.
Really?
Yeah.
One line. He's like,
that was it.
What? Yeah, I can see. He comes in. He reads the script. It's got one line on it. What's my motivation?
I had a guy in Montreal one time came to me, and he had to play Santa Claus on a Christmas show.
Okay.
It was for I forget the name of the show, but it was basically he wanted to change the script because Santa wouldn't say that, and I went, "Oh, he's going to say that today." It's crazy.
That's funny. Last question before we go to commercial. If you had the opportunity to come up with your own cartoon premise, what would it be?
Oh, I got tons, actually. I got a whole bunch of ideas.
Give me your best one.
I had one.
No, don't give me your best one. Give me your fifth best one, so somebody doesn't steal your best one.
Oh, they can steal it. I don't care. No, I had one that was basically called Boot Camp, and it was about an because there's so many veterans coming back from different things, and basically he can't get a job, and so he decides to open up a daycare. And it was sort of based on Rugrats, and it was just basically him opening up a daycare, and he's trying to run it like a military
installation.
event. But the problem with that is that kids have a mind of their own, and they're not going to listen to a soldier. And so he was just an idiot guy running a daycare.
Sort of like a sad sack running a daycare.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, he was this big, gruff drill sergeant, and the kids are like, blowing snot bubbles at him.
That might work. Okay, so we're going to go to commercial right now, and when we come back, we're going to go over upcoming convention stuff. A lot of conventions announced brand new stuff. Then we're going to go to charity work, and then we'll get Screwball in here to talk with us and you and your questions for Mr. Terry Klassen. So we'll be right back in about a minute and a half. Don't go nowhere.
Since the beginning of time, the elite of Equestria have longed for pony fashions that truly express the essence of their very souls. Patiently waiting decades, no, centuries, for the perfect pony gown. Today, at long last, Equestria, your wait is over. Let's hear it for the breathtaking designs of Ponyville's own Rarity!
Certainement, Spike. All your ponies, be sure to visit the shop in Ponyville. For the rest of us, be sure to pick up the t-shirts, the bags, or even the posters from wheelofine.com. That's right, wheelofine.com for all your pony needs. And remember, Carousel Boutique, where every fashion says chic, unique, and magnifique. Mwah.
Just having a wonderful conversation here during the commercial. But that's Rarity's Boutique down there in Ponyville. Rarity sent me an email saying that her spring line is done. Her spring line is out on the sales floor for all you ponies in Ponyville. Go check out the bright, beautiful spring line that Rarity has for you. And all you humans out there, head out to We Love Fine for all the t-shirts, bags, and other things that you need with your favorite ponies on them, like this one I have on right now. So, with that, we're going to convention season. Convention season is almost here, like a month away. We have BabsCon. Just a month from now is BabsCon. There's lots going down at BabsCon, trust me. But that is April 18th through 20th, Easter weekend. The list I'm about to say is long. I might have to take a breath in the middle of it, so bear with me. Andrea Libman, Tara Strong, Kathy Westluck, Nicole Oliver, Peter New, GM Barrow, M.A. Larson, Amy Keating-Rogers, Megan McCarthy, Brian and Brianna Drummond, Jason Thiessen, Big Jim Miller, Josh Haber, Natasha Levenger, Andy Price, now Heather Breckel, Tony Fleece, and Heather Nuther of the comics team are also coming. That's a lot of people to meet here in sunny San Francisco. You need to come because they have all kinds of stuff. I have a registration code for you, 10% off, So Manly 10. That's SOMANLY, the number 10. Code gets you 10% off any registration. And remember, registration closes April 4th, so get on it. Music. You want music? They just announced NAMM Festival. That's 2 nights of epic music, killer music. Silverhound's going to be here. Omnipony, Mike the Microphone, Taps, Cyril, Fanning, Derpidity. The list goes on and on. You can't miss that either. A cool contest called The Voice Equestria. It's a voice acting contest. Check the webpage for it. The deadline is the 31st of this month for entry, so get on that. Now, everybody knows that one snowflake and myself will be going on an epic hoof wrestling match. I got his reply to my last promo. We're about to play it right now. We'll see what he has to say. Be right back.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, big man, lifting your tires, scaring away all the trixies. You know what? I bet you're only using that thing because it's been so long since you've been in a gym. You probably don't even know where it is anymore, Dusty Bones. And freshly passed tank? Brother, my shirt has seen more sweat in my warm-ups than most people see in their entire workouts. Yeah, that's right, brother. I am a snowflake. That's because I am one of a kind, brother. One of a kind. When I was created, the Lady Fausticor was so impressed, she broke the mold and had Larson give the mold maker wings. The time approaches. Bronies will come, and bronies will witness your downfall. I am a strong horse, and come BabsCon 2014, I will be bringing my horsepower, and I will take you down. You will go down, brother. You will go down. Come on, Derpy. Let's go.
Come on, Derpy. I don't want to forget you. I mean, I'd be really sad if I...
Yeah!
Dusty bones, eh? Yeah, you seem to like that little thing for me, don't you? Well, you know what? There ain't no bones in here, buddy. It's all muscle. And I spent all weekend building your doom. I've got an arm wrestling table ready for you. That's epic. Bring it, Tyler, because we're gonna do. You know, we'll probably turn this into a charity event. You know what? I think we're gonna turn this into a charity event. So stay tuned out there. Charity will happen. But we go forward. TrotCon, June 20th through 22nd in Columbus, Ohio. Emily Tay, Peg Sisters Live, Pixel Kitties, Eurobeat Brony, Cyril the Wolf. Tons of people going to be there. Andrea Libman's going to be there. Peter New's going to be there. And Silver Slinger and Animated James, who did our dentist commercial on the show, will be there. Everfree Northwest, July 4th to 6th, 2014 in Seattle. Marika, Georgia Ball, Heather Neufler, and just announced, Michael Dobson. That's right, Bulk Biceps himself, friend of the program, was here 2 weeks ago, will be there. So don't miss that. BronyCon, August 1st to 3rd, 2014, back in Baltimore. Reg is open. Hotel Reg is open. You better get your hotel because those go fast. Kazumi Evans, Daniel Ingram, and Shannon Chan Kent. God, why do I always get that wrong? Katie Cook, Tony Fleece, Heather Breckel, Tabitha St. Germain will be there now. Galacon, over in Ludwigsburg, Germany, August 2nd and 3rd. Tickets are on sale. Nicole Oliver will be there. Living Tombstone will be there. Brony Can, August 22nd, 24th, Richmond, BC, Canada. Amy Meberson will be there. Check that one out. Lots going on. DerbyCon South is ramping up. Grand Brony Gala has Kathy Westluck. So many places, so many things to do. So many places to be. Anywhere in this country, if you want to do pony stuff, it is happening. So get out there and do it. Charity. Okay, we had something happen on the charity side, which was the first giving page for Brony Granny accidentally got canceled. Well, not canceled, but got ended. So what we did is we did a new page. Okay, so everybody who donated to the Brony Granny original page is still in for all the giveaways that we have over here. But because of that happening, and we have a new page up right now, I'm going to extend for another 2 weeks donations to the Brony Granny Fund, okay? Because I don't want people saying, oh, well, I couldn't get in, blah, 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 because it was down. Well, you got another 2 weeks now. So if you want to get any of this awesome stuff over here, then get in, okay? We got new stuff, actually. A good friend, Bot117 from England, sent me this. 10, count them, 10 packs of the collectible card game. 10 packs of those he sent just for this. So that's another giveaway that's part of that. And our friend Michael Dobson sent me extra autographs. Extra. So I have this one right here. So I think I'm going to throw that in the pile too. So if you want one of these, then get your money into the Brony Granny Fund. So go over to manliestbrony.com, click the little link to the new page if you haven't already on the old page. You don't have to do it again. If you've already given some money to Brony Granny, you don't have to do it again. You're already in. But if you haven't yet, go over there to manliestbrony.com, click the link, go over there and give a couple of bits. And then you're in for all of this stuff we got going on. Peter New stuff, all kinds of great stuff. So get over there. So, moving on. Terry Klassen is let me pick this time because he was a very busy man the other day. So he said, go ahead and pick one, Dusty. And so we picked Days End Farm Horse Rescue. And they're from the East Coast. We're not talking AJ and Big Mac. No, horses on farms do lots and lots of work. It's a real deal. Horses are still an important part of most farms and ranches. Most farms take good care of their horses, but some can't or don't. And those horses get rescued, and they get brought to these people, and they need help to take care of those horses. So what we are going to do is give them a good, nice push so they can get some alfalfa and some hay and some stuff. Whatever those horses need, veterinary care, anything. So we're going to give them a little bit of a push. This isn't a cartoon. These horses are real, and they need some help. So with that giveaway, anything 5 bits or over, we're going to reach into the bag of awesome over here. Look, pony pencils. Let's see what else we got. We got another one of these journals. We got another little box with the girls on it. Let's see what else we got in here. Got some stickers. But not only that. That's just, you know, the awesome stuff that our friend Dave got for us. So that's going to be in the pile. But this Discord box from Interplay is going to be part of the initial $5 or more give. So that all that stuff if you give $5 or more. Now, if we hit 500 bills, 500 bits, I got something over here I think you're gonna like. It was just released a little while ago. Fungo Trixie. This is brandy new from Hot Topic. I just got it the other day. So Trixie Funko. If you can't find these, you can now get one if you give us a little bit of bits, and we make over 500 bones. So that is also in the mix if we make $500. Terry, I don't know if you sign autographs anymore, or if you have any.
Oops, sorry, I had my mute on. I was listening. No, yeah, I do. I have no problem with that.
No problem with signing an autograph?
Nope.
You got any? Okay, how about this? How about you sign an autograph for that $500?
Sure.
Awesome. You get a Terry Klassen autograph. Hard to come by. Terry Klassen autograph also for that $500. So I will get that on my way to me, and we will have that also if we crack $500 for the horsies. So
cool.
With that, we are now done with charity for the week. Next week is going to be a huge next show. Excuse me, is going to be a huge charity because we're going to do Brony Granny, and then we're going to do this one. So lots of giveaways in the next show. And that would be April 7th, so make sure you come back for that. And with that, I need to find Screwball, because he's somewhere. Screwy.
No, I'm not here.
Oh! Screwball. Why are you hiding under the desk again?
Because it's fun.
Stop.
And it's legal.
And it's legal. He's always down there licking the Cat 5 cables.
God, you still bring that up, don't you?
Well, you know, it ruined the whole show. Well, it didn't ruin it, actually. It made it freaking hilarious. But, you know, and they still don't taste like blueberry, and I tried it. So, you can't tell me it does.
Oh, okay, you got me there.
Yeah, I got you there, didn't I?
What are you talking about? Saskatoon berries?
Yeah.
Oh, Saskatoon, yes.
Saskatoon berries. There you
Make
go.
me hungry now. I want some Saskatoon pie.
Hey, Dusty, you'd mentioned Baltimore. I may be going to that one. I've never allowed myself to go to one, but I may go to that one.
Oh, really? You're gonna go to BronyCon?
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm not sure.
So I think my agent was bugging me to go, and so I may be going to that.
I'm not sure BronyCon wants us to let that out.
No. Okay, don't let me know.
Okay, I won't let you know.
Okay,
He's not. You know what? Terry Klassen is not going to BronyCon. He's not. Okay.
Okay.
At this moment in time. At this moment in time, he's not going to BronyCon.
Okay.
Maybe. So with that, I'm sure we have plenty of questions from the live studio audience chatty box.
There's so much.
For Mr. Terry Klassen.
There's so much. There's so much. I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over. So where should I start with this? I'm just thinking. I not much preparation suddenly. So I'll just bring this one from Imperious. Question for Terry: as a voice actor, are there any voice preparations that you had to go through now to get ready to voice a certain character?
It's basically, it's what I was talking about before, is when you audition for a part, is to really read the sides, you know, the little page that you get, read as much as you can about the character, understand the character, and then understand the dialogue that you're going to be reading. Because if you do that, that's half the battle. So it's just basically coming up with not the first thing that comes out of you, out of your brain about, oh, this character would sound like this, because everybody will do that one. Do the second or third idea that you have.
There you go.
Awesome. So this one's from sorry, God, I don't know how to say this name. It's some weird language. More sex mouse. Mr. Klassen. Is that how you say it?
What?
I don't know.
What?
Let me just type it out for you in Skype, and then you guys figure it out for yourself, because this one's even harder than that Japanese one I had to read out.
Morcio?
Really? The X is silent? Okay.
It looks French to me.
Looks French to me.
Excuse me, but I'm
Morcio.
I might be Canadian, but I don't know anything French.
There you go. Okay.
But the question is, what is/was your most favorite show to voice in?
There you go.
You know, that I love that question, and the reason why is a long time ago there was Baby Looney Tunes.
Yes.
Auditioned in Vancouver.
Yes.
And I wanted more than anything to be on that show. And I got to be Baby Sylvester, and that was my proudest moment in animation, period.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, so that was so cool. I just really, we didn't work with her, but June Foray, who was the original voice on all those old Warner Brothers shows, she actually did the recording down in L.A. So it was really cool to hear your voice. You'd be saying something as Baby with Sylvester. You'd be saying, "Oh, Granny, it's so hot in here. Can we go outside and play?" And then you hear June Foray answer you. It was amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love that.
That'd be like me doing like a gym session with like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Love it.
So this one is from Nora Mermaid for Terry. Who is the most interesting person you have worked with?
Interesting?
Yeah.
That's a good question. You know what? The most intriguing person was Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's a physicist. He's now on what's the show? Cosmos, which is on Fox on Sunday night.
Yep.
He's a physicist. He's based, I think he's out of New York, but we had him on an episode of Martha Speaks, and he was so cool. The guy is an amazingly brilliant man.
Cool.
So that was sort of my greatest brush with Brainiac.
Nice.
That made no sense, but I mean, he was really cool.
Cool. Next.
This one's hard. Terry, have you ever been to a convention before?
No.
Oh, this is... This question's going to be awkward now.
Well, that means that autograph's going to be very, very hard to come by.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
So I'm supposed to ask this one. This is from Trailblaze to all. With con season coming up, what is your favorite convention memory?
I've never gone.
He's never gone.
That's why it's so awkward.
No, that's cool. That's cool.
That's cool. I think mine over the last. I mean, everybody knows that my original favorite one is when the two little girls came and gave me a hug at the first BronyCon I went to in New Jersey. But I think over the last year, I think my favorite was actually singing on stage at the next BronyCon when I got to sing with Cyril the Wolf and all those guys. You know, it was really a highlight to be able to entertain people live on a stage. It was really
cool.
Really great. I mean, I didn't sing great until the second half of the song, but it was like, okay, nerves. Okay, now I'm fine. Blast. And it was like, okay. And then at the end of the song, it was just great. It was just that first nervous verse. It was like, okay, I'm fine. You know, no one's gonna kill me. Everyone's having a great time. Let's just blow. So it was being on stage live at BronyCon. That second BronyCon I went to was just the one in Baltimore. That one was awesome.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Mine would have to be, of course, the Vegas
The Vegas
party.
The Vegas party we put on.
Standing on the bar, shooters, whatever.
So let's see here. Ooh, so this one's from Firemain. Now, here's the thing, Terry, is that Firemain, he makes these amazing wood carvings.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
And he was wondering if you wanted a carving of your character that you voiced, Apple Slice.
Oh, I'd love that. That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know in terms of contact. I think he'll. We'll talk after show. We'll talk after show. Or, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you my agent's address and everything.
Yeah, Spike, it's Ralph.
Okay. Yeah.
You've gone through Ralph before. It's Ralph.
Yeah, Ralph at Red.
Yep.
Awesome.
But thank you for that. That was really cool.
Yeah, they're amazing carvings. I got one of my own. Dusty has his. He basically gave to like so many voice actors. That man is busy.
Yep. he made the Epic World Championship hoof wrestling belt, which will be in my hands here in a couple of weeks.
I would be honored. Thank you so much.
Yes. Next.
Ooh, this one's from Andy Mack for Terry. A bit of a trite question, but when you first came on the show, did you think it was going to be popular with the young male demographic at all? Not necessarily to the degree it has done, but at all.
You know, that again, that's really an interesting question. No one could have predicted bronies. No one could have predicted it. And I mean, you can go to YouTube and what's the definition of a brony? And I think so many people have misinterpreted that. You couldn't have guessed that. And I think it's great, you know, to have a following like that. And it's not, you know, it's you know, if you're a brony and a fan, I think that's great.
Part of my mechanical keyboard nonsense. You can just hear it.
We get that during recording sessions a lot. People that are Skyping in, you can hear them typing all the time.
That's the thing. That's the
keyboarding.
Problem. That's a problem with mine is my job of being on the chat thing and having to talk with people while I'm doing this. And it's like, of course, I had to get the loudest keyboard in the world.
Yes, in known man history.
Known man history. So this one is from Parasol. A question for all: if you could live in any fictional TV show world, what would you choose and why?
Wow.
That's a good Stepford.
Huge.
But I'd want to be the human in you know the show Stepford Wives.
Yeah.
I'd want to be the human though.
Okay.
That's where I'd live, because it would be or Pleasantville. No. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Stepford. Wherever they lived, someplace in Connecticut somewhere.
Well, if I wanted adventure, I would be in the village on The Prisoner.
Oh, wow.
If I wanted adventure. If I didn't want adventure, I would basically be running a blacksmith shop somewhere outside of Ponyville.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're more adventurous than I am. I just wanted to live in a place where everybody was normal. And like weirdly normal. Oddly normal. That made no sense.
Yeah.
There's no sense of adventure in my answer.
I got nothing. I really...
No, I know where you'd be, Screwy. You'd be an assassin. You'd be an assassin in Assassin's Creed.
You know exactly. You can bring that up because of a certain thing that I made.
Yeah, which is coming up in about 7 minutes. So hang out, people.
Yeah, I'm gonna
you know what, Screwy? Episode 3 is coming up in 7 minutes.
Yeah, I might be an assassin. I should say be an assassin in like the My Little Pony universe, because that just sounds dark as all hell. That's dark.
He's
so
going
you know
postal.
You know what? I'll be an assassin on the anime Black Lagoon.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, Black Lagoon, awesome. Love Black Lagoon around here.
Oh, it's so good.
Yes.
So good. Let's see here. Ooh, so this one's from Mario Laser. Question for Terry. What was your favorite episode of Dragon Ball Z that you recorded / watched on TV?
Oh, man. You know what? I wish I had an answer to you. I don't know.
There's about 15 billion of them.
Yeah, well, see, I rewrote. I shouldn't say I wrote. I rewrote a whole pile of them, and then obviously voiced, like 26 episodes with Krillin. And you know what? One single episode doesn't pop to mind. I mean, and it was also like, 10, 15 years ago that we did that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what my personal faves is? It would have to be Goku fighting Frieza. Very last bit, which I to this day I still laugh my butt off, of Goku saying, "I'm gonna slap some sense into you," and he just starts wailing on him like with slaps over and over again. I couldn't breathe when I watched it as a kid, and I still laugh my butt off seeing it still.
It was such a big show too. I was amazed how big Dragon Ball Z was.
Yeah, yeah. A very good friend, Jax Blade, is a Dragon Ball Z phenomenal fanatic.
Yeah.
Loves that show.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
surprised he
fun
isn't
to
here.
do.
Yep.
It's huge. Let's see here. Huh? It's oh, this is the first. Okay.
Oh, really?
So this one is from Flufflepuff. And the question from him is... No. Did you really?
I did. Terry does no thing what's going on, but we'll explain it in a minute. Okay, what does Fluffle want to know?
Fluffle wants to know, what's your favorite kind of taco?
A taco?
Taco.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would be. I just like straight up beef tacos with tons of cheese.
Straight up beef taco.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
And then if you go to Taco Bell, the menu changes all the time.
Oh
so
yeah, it's like I don't want my taco wrapped in freaking nachos.
You know what? I'll tell you what. America in the United States, American Mexican, which is
fusion,
kind of what we call Mexican food.
Yeah.
They have such great restaurants in Vancouver. They're starting these taquerias.
Correct.
And they're trendy, and I hate that crap. I like going to like a real family run in LA, going to like a real Mexican restaurant.
Come to San Jose. Come to San Jose, buddy, because we got Mexican food like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Here in San Jose.
I love going to the States. We go across the border, and there's a place called Me Mexico in Bellingham, which is great. And in Vancouver, it's few and far between if there's anything.
Wow. Yeah,
so
here in San Jose,
Mexican food.
You can't throw a dead stick without hitting a taqueria. A good one.
Yeah. Here they just get too fancy. There's too many hipsters going to the taquerias here.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Where did I put you?
Oh
yeah, by the way, the whole Flufflepuff thing, just to let you know, of Terry, is Flufflepuff makes these amazing animations and comics, like amazing. And I am such a fan. And basically, Flufflepuff doesn't speak little to no English. She just makes noises.
Yeah, with her tongue.
And every time Dusty does it, I crack up and no, don't you dare! God damn it! Stop it!
Yeah, I'll show you some stuff after the show, Terry. But the gentleman that does Flufflepuff is amazingly talented and very funny. And
awesome.
He came up with his character Flufflepuff, which is a pony from Ponyville, which is basically all fluff, and has fallen in love with Queen Chrysalis, and they live together with Dan from Dan Versus and Princess Twilight Sparkle in the tree library, and hilarity ensues.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, it's very funny. I'll introduce you to it later. It's funny. So next.
I never read this. I'm from Flare Cobra to Terry. I see you did many voices in the Mega Man anime. Which character was your favorite to voice?
In which show?
Mega Man.
Mega Man anime?
Oh man, I didn't even remember that I did that. We did 2 versions of Mega Man. We did a live action, or not live action. We did one that was done in English, and I played Cutman and a couple the other characters. But the ADR, I can't even remember doing that.
Wow,
that's crazy. Holy cow, these are good questions. I wish I had an answer.
Way back. Yep. I have a very intelligent and very that will go out of their way to find out really good questions.
Yeah.
I love my audience. They're
yeah, no, that's crazy, crazy questions.
Yep. Next.
They have some really amazing stuff. That's why I love reading all of them. It's so much fun. So this one's from a Cypher. Now, not so much of a question per se, but here's the thing. His friend Fiona, I probably said that wrong and spelled differently, but she's been having a hard time with bullies, depression, and more. I've been helping her, but it would be really nice and cool if all of us could give a shout out to her.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey,
Big
yeah.
hello.
Hey, yeah. You know,
You know, that's the whole thing about bullying. They just came out with an app, which is crazy for you know, obviously for your iPhones or whatever, where they can do, you can send somebody a text and it's anonymous. And this whole bullying thing's just got out of hand. And there's such moronic people out there. I guess, what was it last week? Some kid in, was it South Carolina, North Carolina?
North Carolina.
Yeah, that got bullied for having a
backpack.
Yeah, a My Little Pony backpack, and then the principal has the gall to say that that was just asking for it, and I'm going, no, people should be allowed to be people, and if you disagree, I think here's the thing about bullying, and I'm grandstanding here a little bit, but if you see bullying going on, you have to take the initiative and stand up for the person that's being bullied.
Yep.
Because you can't just walk away from it. Put your arm around that person and stand with them, because that is just crap. And it just goes, there's stupid people out there, and you can't tell a person he's stupid because you know what? They're too stupid to understand that they're stupid.
That needs to be a bumper sticker right there.
Well, it's true.
You can't tell stupid people are stupid because they're too stupid to understand. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll never get it. They'll never understand the hurt that they do.
I've said it on this program before, people. If you see somebody getting bullied, you have to step in because they need help. Be the hero. Get in there, tell the bully to buck off, and take that person aside and say, you don't need to listen to that. You don't. Because not everybody is a special little snowflake, but nobody should have to put up with that. Nobody. I put up with it as a kid myself for years, decades of that. Until I was in my 20s, I had to put up with that kind of stuff. And if my experiences can help anybody out there, then going through it was worth it. So, no. If somebody comes up and starts bullying you verbally, you tell them, I don't have to listen to you. Why? Because you don't matter in my life. High school kids who are getting bullied by these other people in high school. Who cares? Okay? You're not going to see these people in 10 years.
Exactly.
Unless you go back to your high school reunion. And that's it.
And you know what? When you confront those people at your high school reunion again, it's sort of like, chances are you'll have been more successful in life than they'll ever be.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's a lot of people from my high school that I was friends with that I now get back together with on Facebook every now and then. But even then, still only now and then, right?
Yeah.
We aren't the greatest of friends. I've moved away and went on with my life.
Yeah.
And they've gone on with their lives. And you'll do the same. You tell that person, I don't need you in my life. I don't need the negativity you bring to my life. Go away. I'm going to be over here. I don't need you to tell me all this stuff. I'm going to do my thing. You go do your thing. Goodbye. I don't need you. And if they won't stop, you go to a person of authority. You go to the teacher and say, I've told this person to leave me alone. They won't leave me alone. And they should take care of it. Should take care of it. Unlike North Carolina. But they should take care of it.
Yeah. That's sad.
It is. It's really sad that a school district could say, why don't you at least leave that home? It's a trigger. It's not a trigger. It's a freaking backpack he uses to take his lunch to school.
But if you're being a bully, if you are being bullied, keep your chin up. It's not the end. Don't make it the end, because there's things in life that are going to be amazing later on.
Absolutely. Amazing. I've done amazing things in my life.
You know what? Here's the other thing. A lot of people that are told they can't be this and can't do that, those are the ones have to say, you know what? You can't tell me what I can or can't be. You have to be the one that's going to say, you know what? Yeah, you just said that. Well, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
I've been all over the world for business. I do this show, entertain you people. I've met wonderful, wonderful people in all kinds of different facets of my life. From motorcycles to what I do now, to the voice actors, to other people. I've done all this wonderful stuff in my life. If I had let the bullies tell me that I couldn't do this and I didn't try, I wouldn't be here entertaining you and taking care of charity stuff and talking to wonderful people like Terry Klassen and bringing them to you. I wouldn't be here if I listened to that. Don't listen to it because it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it'll change over time.
It'll change over time. Trust me, it will change over time. Next.
It's awesome. Sorry, I was playing mute because I was doing a crap ton of typing.
That's fine.
If I could just get myself back together again.
Do it.
Okay, so this one is from James
Justice! Sorry, Terry, but James is our resident superhero on our show who saves us from the cornflake. The evil, evil cornflake. Of course, not the original cornflake. The original cornflake is awesome, but those dime store budget brand cornflakes, ugh.
Oh, God.
Evil cornflakes. What does James want to know this week?
For Terry, what was so this one is what was it? Why he spells sorry. I'll just try to reverb it. What would you consider to be the most interesting or favorite thing you have voice directed?
There's a good question.
Good question. You know what? One of the shows that I really had fun voice directing was the latter episodes of Johnny Test. It was just fun to work on.
When you say ladder,
well, you know
what?
what?
I thought they got renewed.
Well, yeah. Well, Scott Fellows was the creator of the show, and he did a lot of the sort of directing on the early shows, and then later on, he went on to do some. He was doing another show for Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And that allowed me to sort of take the reins, and I've just enjoyed. Johnny Test was such a fast-paced, well-written show. It was crazy.
Cool. But that one's still going, right? They got.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not recording any new ones. They were talking about possibly another season. I haven't heard anything on that.
Oh, okay. Okay. Next.
Oh, I'm multitasking now. I'm afraid on my phone. So this one is from. Oh, where did I put you?
I don't know.
I had it right here. Okay, here it is. So this one's from Game Angel 147. Question for you, Terry. What is the most frustrating part of your job?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, that's a really good question. It's when actors don't read their scripts and they play on their phones during a session.
Ooh.
Oh no, that's exactly what I've been doing. Now I feel awful.
No, you can always tell an actor that doesn't read their scripts, and it's so blatant. What they do is they'll come to the session, they'll do their lines, and then they'll basically be so off on what the character's saying, and then they'll when you do the second pass, all of a sudden they'll get them because you have to explain to them what the character's doing, and they sort of try to make it look like, oh no, I read it. Yeah, no, you haven't.
No, you didn't.
So
I'm sorry, but if I ever got a job as a voice actor, I would be there so freaking prepared that I could read everybody else's line.
Oh, there's some voice actors that are so bang on. I mean, Sam Vincent, Tabitha, Brian Drummond, Andrea Lidman. I mean, to name just a few, they come in very prepared.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really key to being a good voice actor or anything in life.
Oh, absolutely.
Is just knowing what you got to do. You know, this is your job. It takes 20 minutes to read a script.
Luck is made by you, people.
Yeah, there was an old commercial a long time. You have one chance to make a first impression.
Yes, one chance.
You know, and that's sort of like you got to be prepared. And what was there something else where that you got to be prepared for? You know, it isn't luck. You have to be prepared for that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I say to anybody that wants to get into the business. Be prepared.
That's like this show, people. I spend a goodly amount of my week prepping for you guys, so I can do an hour and a half of entertaining you.
People do.
I probably spend 5 to 6 hours thinking about what's going to happen on this show, and then 2 days basically putting it together so that I can entertain you for an hour and a half. That's not luck. That is preparation.
It's like going to see. It's like going to see a really good comedian, and it makes it look like he just made the stuff up as he's doing it. No, it's honed. You know, it's very prepared.
Hours and hours in front of a mirror. Hours and hours in front of their friends telling jokes. Was that good? Did that come across? Should I change it here? Should I change it there? Same way with voice actors. I've talked to Peter New, and he says he spends hours, just with himself in the bathroom working on his voices. And
you got to ask
that's
himself,
preparation. That's being prep.
What's he doing in the bathroom?
Yeah, what's he doing in the bathroom? Talking
just
like
saying. No, he's always prepared too. I mean, most of the cast, I'd say the vast majority of the cast of My Little Pony is very prepared.
Yeah. So you make your own luck, people. You don't sit back and wait for it to happen. You make your own luck. So next.
So that's from Pearl. It's more of a comment about the horse about the workhorse charity. I support that. Our neighbors own workhorses, and this is all farmland. I support it all the way. Some of us come here to struggle with the funds to care for some of the animals out here. We all thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Absolutely.
Very cool.
Yep. Very good choice.
We love horses around here. I came from a rural part of Michigan where we had lots of horse farms. I love horses.
We had 2 horses when I was a kid. We had one named Judy and the other named Scout.
I bet Judy was nice and Scout wanted to scalp you.
Scout was he was a riding horse, and he would always run away. He'd always jump the fence, and we'd have to go chase him. And Judy was an old workhorse.
That was a game to him, though. He jumped the fence and make you chase him. He was playing tag.
Well, we lived on the prairie, so literally you could look to the horizon in any direction and to look for the horse. He might be 2 miles away, but you could see this horse silhouetted on the horizon. So you got to get your truck and go get him.
Terry, you know the saying of Saskatchewan. You can see your dog run away for 2 weeks.
Right? No, it's true though. Where I live, I think it's known as the world's flattest plain. And literally, if you stood in the yard, you can turn around in any direction and see a tree 23 miles away.
Wow. That's crazy.
Stupid.
I did a lot of horse riding in my time as well, and
I take it that's why neither of you live there anymore.
Yeah.
I'll meet you by that tree next week.
Yeah.
Next.
Oh, let's see. Yeah. I'm gonna sound like one of those throat singers. Goodness. Okay, here we go. This one's from Trailblaze. To all, would you like to go to a con outside up in North America?
Hey, yeah.
Peter New was just one in Australia.
Yep, he just went to one in Australia. So Andrea went to the same one.
Andrew's there too. I didn't know.
Andrew was there. Nicole Oliver's going to Germany.
Wow.
Going to Elizabethburg. Peter New went to that one last year. I would love to go to an overseas con. I'd love to go to Crystal Fair in Finland. Oh my, would that be awesome?
You get the vodka. Finlandia.
Well, yeah. Well, I've got Norse in my bloodline, so I'm like, I would love to go there.
Holy cow! You could eat reindeer.
Oh yeah, it would be awesome. Reindeer burger.
Yeah, go snowshoeing in the summer.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Awesome.
Reindeer is the only thing I haven't actually ate yet. I've had caribou, I've had moose, I had deer, I had
snake.
Bear.
Snake tastes like chicken, literally. Tastes exactly like chicken.
Yeah, my brother ate it. I've never tried it.
I had croc, I had frog, I've had calamari, I've had all sorts of cool out there food.
My dad shot a black bear, so we had black bear for like an entire year.
Oh
yeah. Tasty. Tasty bear.
Very tasty.
Next.
I'll also bring this one from Trailblaze.
You know what? You know what, Screwy? You know what we haven't done?
What?
I'm late. I haven't played the Screwy bit. I'm a bad host.
You had one job. You had one job.
I had one job, people. One job. Dusty, one job. So,
one job.
We are going to play You Know What, Screwy? Episode 3. Right here, right now. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 2 and 30.
You know what's screwy? Building a snowman.
Elsa? Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play. I never see you anymore.
Yeah, I have no idea what I just created here. We got a very scary looking face here. some really freakishly long arms. This thing needs to be put out its misery. Well, that was pretty easy. Oh. Done. You know what's really screwy? Trying to talk with little to no emotion. Like Maud. Okay, I gotta do it, no. You know what's really I can't do it. You know what's really screwy? Trying to talk like Maud. Little to no emotion. I can't do it. This is way too hard. I can't do it. You know what I need? I need lessons from Maud as to how to talk with little to no emotion. Like that. I can't do it. It's way too damn hard. And why am I spinning around? Because I'm trying to make it, I don't know. Look, you're gonna get a nice view of my room. And, wait, here's the mirror, Oh, look at this mirror, oh my god. Getting dizzy now. Okay. I got nothing.
Screwy's got nothing. It's like, Screwy, when you send me these things, you gotta give me more than, like, I got nothing. And shut the camera off.
For the longest time, I was trying to figure out how to do her voice without laughing. It's impossible. It's impossible to do her voice.
The whole end of that, Terry, is Screwball trying to do Maud Pie's, you know, really monotone.
Oh, hang on here, sorry. There we go.
Hello, Terry Klassen's house. I'm sorry, Terry's busy right now with an interview.
That's what I did.
He'll be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. Live TV, you know.
Live TV. Anything can happen.
Anything.
Exactly.
Anything can happen, you know. In fact, on the April 23rd show, anything might happen. Because it's the day after my birthday. It's the day after BabsCon, and we have a show. So, and I think it's actually our third anniversary? Second anniversary? Second anniversary. So, yeah, we've been doing this for 2 years.
Holy cow.
There'll be awesome things happening on that show.
Oh, I'm so
only
excited.
About a month away. Let's keep going, Screwy. Questions.
So this one is from, okay, I don't, PFMIV Red Card. Question for all. Have any of you been following the 2014 NCAA March Madness tournament?
Heck no. Not only heck no, I would like to say something even more angry than that, but I can't say that on a PG show.
I watched one game. I watched Stanford and Nebraska.
Okay.
Was it Nebraska? Yeah, yesterday.
I hate basketball with a passion. because I played basketball in high school, and you had offense and defense. Guys don't play defense anymore. It's all, you know, highlight reel, ESPN. How can I dunk over some guy faster? It's all that tennis shoe. It must be the shoes, Mike. All that crud. It's not a game anymore. It's a highlight reel. Whoever can score the most points. How about we have a nice 40 to 50 game? Okay? Some defense, please. You play basketball on both ends of the floor.
We had those games like 43 to 23 because nobody could hit the net. You know?
I can see that. Yeah, I hate basketball. As it stands today, basketball stinks. Especially the pro game.
Guy. I'm an ice hockey guy.
So am I. I played ice hockey. I played adult league ice hockey here in San Jose.
Cool.
So, yeah, I played ice. I grew up in Michigan where I taught myself to skate on a river. In fact, I still have those skates because they were a set of Bauer leather upper beautiful skates that I bought in Canada. And I'm never going to let them go. I'm going to keep putting runners on those things until there's too many holes to put another set of runners in.
There's got to be good ankle support in that.
Oh, yeah. Love those things. I'll never get rid of those skates. Yeah, that's what you get when you grow up in the Midwest. People is like your favorite hockey stick and your favorite pair of skates. You'll never get rid of, ever. I'll be buried in those skates. Feel it. Next.
Citizens from Trailblaze. To Terry, what would you like to do / see at a convention if you go?
Ooh, there you go.
You know what? Really interesting fans. Just fun fans.
Well, there's a ton of those.
Well, I'm always worried about like the ones that just go a little bit too far over the edge. I mean, more power to them because you're an individual, but just the people that really, really just love the show, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of those out there.
Or any show.
Yeah. There's tons of people out there that love the shows. And
awesome.
Just costuming and music and if you haven't heard some of the fan-made music, you're missing out.
That's cool.
Awesome.
Oh,
awesome
there's
fan-made
such
music
good
out there.
stuff out there. Oh my lord.
Mando Pony, Ponyphonic, Acoustic Brony, tons and tons and tons.
Wow.
Full albums.
I'm gonna have to research some of this stuff.
Yep, research some of that stuff because you would be amazed at how much music is out there that's been just inspired by My Little Pony. It's crazy. Next.
Ooh, so this one's from Coffee Brony. For Terry, when voice acting, do you prefer to follow tried and tested methods of distorting your voice for roles, or do you prefer to try odd methods to produce interesting sounds?
It all depends. That's a good question. It depends on the character. I mean, we do change shows. We do change voices sometimes, but I'd rather the character to be able to do the voice. Mm-hmm. When we do Max Steel, a lot of the voices are really, fudged around to make them sound different. Like especially the bad, the sort of the enemy combatants. And I'd rather the people, create the voices because I just think that's more original, mm-hmm. as opposed to really throwing effects. We actually do one character on Max Steel. It's Michael Dobson does it, and he actually does a really deep voice and then a high voice, and we do it. Put them together, and then they create a voice from that. So it's pretty bizarre.
Wow. Wait,
Yeah.
so he speaks two different like he speaks the same line but in two different pitches, and then they put it together?
Yeah. Yeah, what
Whoa.
we do is when he does the first voice, he'll count it in. He'll go 1, 2, 3. I have no time for Max Steel, and then he'll hear that back. He'll have the count in, and then he can go over top of that with the higher pitched voice, which is very hollow. And then they'll take that and even manipulate that later. So that sounds really cool.
That is crazy. I've never heard anything like that before.
I do not have any time for Max Steel.
Oh my lord, that's awesome.
Next.
Do that again.
Sheep. See? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Do that again. I have to.
I thought it was a sheep.
No, this is my evil director.
Have you guys ever done voices? Have you ever been on? You should throw and submit. You guys should go to LA and do stuff. And Screwball could come to Vancouver.
I'm actually talking with Michael Dobson right now to get some lessons. So
here's what's really weird is I was just chatting with Flufflepuff, and he says I sound like Fix-It Felix from Wreck-It Ralph, and I've never had that sort of compliment in my whole life because I was just really what. And then cool. The one that I get all the time mm-hmm. is everyone says I sound exactly like Michael Cera. If you've ever heard of him, everyone says I sound exactly like him too, and I'm just like, okay.
Is he a singer?
Michael Cera. Oh no, he's a Canadian actor.
Oh, that's right.
He's been in tons of movies.
Oh, that's right.
He is. What was his name? What was the movie where they changed their ID? What was his? Oh crap! But he's a really good little actor.
Nice.
Yeah, he's been on oh goodness, Scott Pilgrim versus the World. He's the main character on that one.
Yeah, that's right. That guy.
Yep, Superbad. He's been on stuff like that. Okay. So.
Yeah, that was a movie I was thinking of. Superbad.
Hey, Screwy.
So, what?
Guess what time it is?
No.
Yep.
Just no.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, dude, but we are at the end of the program, so I need that
For
one
fudge
awesome
cakes.
last question that you've been saving.
So this one's from Margin Line. Question for Terry. What would be one of the most memorable or funny moments you've had while either voicing or directing a show?
Must be good. He's laughing already.
It was one session where an actor was saying a line and he burped during the line and he almost puked.
Oh,
I thought that was really funny.
That must have been an awesome
it wouldn't have been
evening
good if he
before.
puked. We had another
session.
guy that actually answered his cell phone during a session.
What?
Oh, what?
Oh, there's another one. This is a classic one in Vancouver. There was a guy, Don Brown, God bless him. You know what Walla is? You know what Walla, when Walla is when you do crowd noises and everybody's like, crowd, everybody in the background, it's crowd Walla, yay, cheering and stuff like that. Well, there's this one character Don Brown was doing, and in brackets it said, eat Walla. And that should have been like, you're making sounds like you're eating. Don Brown's doing his little killer character, and all of a sudden he says the line, eat Walla! In his character's voice. And then he just burst out laughing. That was great.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh my god.
Those are good things.
Oh god. So, gang, hey, we're at the end of the program. New t-shirt. You guys wanted a t-shirt, you got a t-shirt. So here is the t-shirt that we've had up for a little while. I think I might have Trish do us a new one. We're getting close to needing a new t-shirt, aren't we? But this one has me and Screwball on it, and it has on Redbubble. If you look up Everfree Network on Redbubble, you will find this awesome t-shirt. We want to see you wearing it out there this summer at the conventions that we attend. We would love to see you wearing it, and thank you for your support. Also, if you feel like throwing in a nomination to the Goldie Awards for Babs for me and Screwball, we would love that, because we do all this for you, and we would love that. And let's see, thank yous go out to Mr. Klassen, Terry Klassen. Filming is Magic.
You're welcome.
Absolutely, thank you for your time. Filming is Magic, who does our outro. BabsCon, BronyCon, TrotCon, Everfree Northwest, all the guys. Care to Win, my wonderful roommate and landlord, Amy, my wonderful girlfriend, who made us an awesome dinner last night. I'm going to have all this goulash for like a week. It's awesome. I wish you guys could taste this because it's, oh my God, it's so good. I'm telling you, it's awesome. And you know what, Screwball, when you come down here for BabsCon, we're going to make it again because it is delicious.
I like this.
Delicious. EFN, Screwy, and all you out there who come every time we turn on that camera and make fools of ourselves. We love you. We really do. So with that, we're going to get out of here in just a second when I actually cue up the ending outro. And next show guest, we're going to go fandom this time. The Brony Chef, Mexican pony fan and organizer of the Brony Cookbook that has recipes not only by me, but by Screwball, also from Andrea Libman and Peter New, and I believe some other big names in the VA fandom. So you guys check that out. We'll be back in 2 weeks on April 7th with the Brony Chef, and I'm pretty sure we'll have one of those cookbooks to give away. And it might be special, with a special cover that you can't get anywhere else. Maybe. So with that, we're going to see you guys later, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. So be good. Tell the bullies to go, and if they won't, send them to me. I'll tell them. Ciao. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. But when I grew up,
The original voice of Krillin and
original voice of Krillin
and
Krillin and I believe Master Yoshi.
Yeah, the old guy.
Master Yoshi, who was as lecherous as they come. Have you watched any of the new anime shows like Bleach or One Piece or any of these new shows that are coming out? and that have been. I mean, those have been around for a couple of years, but some of the ones that are coming through, in your opinion, state of anime as it's coming versus past now, better, worse, indifferent. What do you think?
You know what? That's a really good question. First of all, I'm amazed that anime has hung on this long.
Oh yeah.
And it's unfortunate that I wish in North America we had more serious animation, because the Japanese are brilliant at story arcs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they'll take a story and over a ton of episodes. This is where it's supposed to. This is where it's going to end up on. We do a series called Max Steel, and it kind of has a story arc over 26 episodes. Right. And I really like the writing on it. There's such a reverence in Japan for the artistry of it, and the writers. Whereas I guess the voice actors are up there too. But I haven't really followed anime. I did the Ranma 1/2 for like forever.
Yeah. Over 100 episodes.
Yeah, it was amazing, and it was fun, but I haven't been involved in because we ADR'd it up here, and I really haven't watched any of it because it never. I sort of like first voice acting, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I grew up with a show called Battle of the Planets, which was a redub by Sandy Frank of Science Ninja Team Gatchaman, which came out with the same people that did Jungle Emperor and those shows from back then, and it had like 200 episodes in Japan, and they cut it into like 26 episodes or something like that. On this episode of This Old Bike, we're going to teach you why it's not a really good idea to leave your motorcycle behind your house for 5 years. How you doing, everybody? It's your boy.
From Winnipeg to Calgary to Toronto, and then here in Vancouver. Just when I moved out of Vancouver, I did part-time radio. I was sort of getting out of it, and I did voiceovers. I did television and radio commercials. And it just went, and it went on. I just did tons and tons and tons of this. That would have been in the late 80s. And then all of a sudden there was Doug Parker. He was auditioning a show called Camp Candy, and I was sitting in the lobby of Little Mountain Sound, and that's a pretty famous recording studio because like Aerosmith and Bon Jovi, AC/DC, they all recorded there. But anyway, sitting in the lobby, and Doug asked me, "Hey Terry, you want to read for a cartoon?" And my first audition, I got a job doing a cartoon, and back then we had like 20 people that were auditioning for cartoons, and it just took off. And then I left Vancouver a little bit, and then I came back and just loved doing voices. It was just so awesome.
Yeah, that's sort of falling into it, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've not only been a voice actor, but you've written,
Yeah.
director,
Cool. Yeah.
producer on Dragon Ball Z of all things.
Yeah, I know, it was kind of weird. That was through
Yeah.
crap. I can't remember the names. Funimation out of
Funimation, yeah.
Or Fort Worth. Yeah.
Yeah. Which of these particular things that you've done do you like to do the most?
You know what? Honestly, I like writing the best. I co-created a series. You didn't get it in the States, but it went around the world called Ivana the Yukon.
Mm.
And it ran 52 episodes. And
Wow.
it was big in Britain, Russia, and Australia. It was weird.
Mm.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on YouTube somewhere.
I don't even know. Maybe it is.
We'll have to figure that one out. Okay, having been involved with a lot of the classic anime series like Project A-ko,
Right?
Mobile Suit Gundam,
Yeah.
Ranma 1/2,
Yeah.
and Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
I think you were actually also involved in Robotech. If I may,
Well, I can't remember.
way
that.
back in the day. You enjoyed as a kid.
Oh, cool. Well, that's a really good question. As far as comic books go, I mean, I was always the guy that would read comic books, like
Mhm.
you know, the Archies
Yeah.
and stuff like that. I wasn't a real superhero guy
Mhm.
because there was too many words. I didn't mind looking at pictures. I love the artistry in the you know, the superhero ones, but I like sort of the funny stuff. And then as far as animation went, the cartoons when I was a kid,
yeah.
I watched everything from, people wouldn't remember this, Tom Slick and obviously Tennessee Tuxedo, but my
Oh, yeah.
favorite, all-time favorite was obviously the Warner Brothers stuff,
Mhm.
which was just, I mean, the 1930s and 40s and 50s Warner Brothers stuff was just the ultimate in animation.
Yeah, there's a lot of great writing in there. Just funny stuff. I mean,
Awesome.
if some of these young kids, if you aren't going back, I know you can't find it anymore. It's like on like some off-brand Cartoon Network thing, you know, Boomerang, I think is where it's on now. But
Right.
if you can go find the Warner Brothers collection DVDs, go buy them, because that's the only way you can watch them now. When we were kids,
they
edit them.
to
It's
make
like
them politically correct.
oh goodness, no! You got to find some of those unpolitically correct ones that are just freaking hilarious. I mean, you shouldn't laugh at some of this stuff nowadays, but it was funny then because it's a different era.
They did one of the most famous ones was Bugs Bunny against Hitler.
Oh yeah, or Bugs Bunny nips the nips.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can find a copy of that, wow. It's you know what? It's sort of the sword and the stone, because you can't find these things anymore. It's the same way as if you go to Disneyland and ask them for Song of the South.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll never find that. No, you can get it in Japan, but you can't get it in America no more. No. Second question: what influenced you to take up a career in voice?
Well, you know what? Like a lot of people, not like a lot of people. I was a radio announcer. I worked in in a whole bunch of different cities, like from
Dusty, out here on the fabulous West Coast, where it's bright and sunny yet again. All you guys on the East Coast that got all that snow, I'm sorry. We could use that water though. You want to ship some of it out here? We'd love to have it. But you know, it's another beautiful sunny day. The Pegasi have moved all the clouds away. Princess Celestia has deemed it just another sunny day in California. Amazing that. But you don't want to hear about the weather out here. No. You don't want to hear about the weather. You don't want to hear about the other bike. Remember that little video I just showed you? The one with the guy with the bike and the 5-years? He had 2 of them. He gave me the other one to fix too. Boy, that guy. But anyway, that being said, we have with you today a gentleman of great renown in the voice acting community. Goes way back. Way back. Not only has he worked on such shows as Dragon Ball Z, but he's also a voice director on some of your favorite programs, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, and Littlest Pet Shop. I talk about one Mr. Terry Klassen. Mr. Terry.
Hey, how you doing, Dusty?
What's up, my boy?
I'm just hanging. It's sunny in Vancouver.
Sunny in Vancouver.
Whoop, whoop.
Yes, it's awesome. I want to be there. I want to visit.
Everybody's got to come out.
Everybody's got to
here,
come
man.
out here.
It's great.
Absolutely. So, how is your day going?
It is going really good.
Yeah, I heard you had a session this morning.
I had a session this morning. We're doing it was a Christmas special that's going to come out on Cartoon Network in well, obviously Christmas time.
Obviously Christmas time.
It's just a one-off.
One-off thing.
Yeah.
Work is always good. No matter what time of year it is. Let's do Christmas in January for next year. Yeah, let's do that. Exactly. So, hey, we're going to start right off with some questions. I've got my standard box stock number one question for everybody now. It's sort of interesting coming up with the answers to this question for all these people who've been in the industry for a while. But what are some of your earliest memories of cartoons or comic books that you